YouTube, it's Philip Wilkerson back with another episode of Random Ramblings of Philip Wilkerson. I just wanted to say it's a beautiful Monday. It's pretty cold, but I got my hat on, got the Wizards. I went to the game last night with my friend from preschool, Marcus, also the godfather of my son, and we had a great time. It was a really close game. They edged it out at the last minute, and they came through with the victory. So, this Random Rambling is about Lent. Now, I am not the most practicing Catholic, but I was raised Catholic, and I still like to implement Lent every year. I use Lent as a time for a bunch of re's to recharge, to refocus, and to reframe, and try to get myself in a mindset of just sacrifice and how those sacrifices will help me set along my goals that I set for the year. And so some of my goals were to get healthier, some of my goals to be more present with my family. And so some of the things I did to do for Lent was I gave up alcohol, which if you see that I have a really extensive bar in my house, is kind of a challenge. And I also gave up Facebook, the app on my phone. Now, I'm posting this video on all my social media outlets, including Facebook, but I'm doing it via my computer. I chose the app because I wanted to stay focused with my goals for Lent, but I also wanted to make it accomplishable and manageable. So I thought maybe one of my goals would be to just eliminate the Facebook app off my phone, but still be able to use it on my computer. And while in the few days since last Wednesday, Ash Wednesday, I've noticed some observations that I had while giving up the Facebook app, simply just the app. Kind of reminds me of when Facebook first started and we had to just use the computer. And we'd only check in every now and then, but we wouldn't check in all the time. And it wasn't so present in your life. It was just something that you do when you're browsing the computer and then you would just log off. So I noticed a couple things while giving up the app for Lent. And I made a list of those things. So one was I was less occupied. So far, I've been less occupied with the actions of others. Not so jealous, less jealous. When you see other people doing things, you have this tendency to feel jealous. Normally people only post the best things. And so when you see like they're balling out and they're having a good time, having nice dinners, you can get a tendency to feel like you're missing out and you're feeling jealous. I also like to call this, what's it called? FOMO. Katie, my sister-in-law, gave me that, or told me that term, fear of missing out. And so you always have a tendency to have a fear of missing out when you're not actively on your phone and you feel like, hey, everyone's doing stuff and I'm not doing anything. So that sense of FOMO is decreased when I took off the app off my phone. I feel like I'm missing out as much. I'm feeling less worried or occupied by the quote unquote likes and comments. I found myself always like saying, oh my goodness, someone liked my post, someone didn't like my post. And I found myself exhibiting a lot of attention-seeking behavior, feeling like I only had validation or support via likes and comments, and it was becoming a little bit too much. And I definitely need to pull back and was like, that's not that serious. One, two, people support you and care about you, minus some likes and some comments on Facebook, and that's something of being quite honest with myself, the insecurity that I had, and something, I don't know, just manifested, I guess, over time, that you feel preoccupied for, I guess, like a popularity contest. So, just being truthful to myself, you feel less worried when you're not checking on your phone all the time. What was I? Three, I feel like I have more time. I'm more productive. I got a lot more done at work. I get a lot more done at home. I feel a lot more present at home. I get a lot more errands and tasks done when I'm not mindlessly looking at my phone, looking down at my phone. And I realized that even though I have a bunch of apps on my phone, the main one that was sucking my attention, sucking my focus was Facebook. So quite honestly, I got so much more. I feel so much more productive without the Facebook app. Number four is that my circle of friends are still around. You always feel like you're missing out, like that previous one about FOMO. But what not having a Facebook app has really reiterated to me is that the people that I hang out with, the people I talk to, people I interact with, are still around. No one went anywhere. And so the people I really care about, the people that are in my life regardless of some social media platform. And so that was really reaffirming. And like I said, I went last night. I went to the game with my boy Marcus. I had a great time. And then number 5 is that I have a clearer mind. I think for me, focus and attention is something I've always struggled with. Trying to focus, lock in, do things, be productive. Um, you know, I have a hard time with attention and a lot of things that I need to do, strategies to stay focused, make lists, um, set goals, set priorities, and I have a clearer mind now that I'm not wasting time on something that is not being productive and it's not helpful for me. And so that part of the Lent is reframing myself and refocusing myself on all my goals, and I feel like I'm doing that. So while I'm still going to be using the Facebook app primarily for my Ill Feel awards or posting these videos, I'm only going to do it periodically, and I feel like I check in every now and then on Facebook at night, but I'm not doing it all day on the phone. I'm not doing it in the line at the grocery store. I'm not doing it while I'm taking Bennett to the playground, and I feel like really, really locked in. And so I think it's a great, great experience. So I'm gonna start leaving at the end of these videos some viewer questions so that whoever's viewing can feel like they can interact with me. So I have 2 viewer questions. If you are practicing Lent, which some of my friends are doing out there, what are some things that you gave up for Lent? And how do these first few days feel for you? How have you felt since Ash Wednesday? That's one question for those viewers. And 2, I have a few friends that are following me on YouTube or different avenues that just completely gave up Facebook. They really logged off. They went off the grid. And for those people, I'm curious to know, what are some observations you had for yourself when you logged off Facebook or when you totally took that platform off? And I'm curious to see if you share some of the same thoughts. So drop those in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Have a great Monday. Attack the week. And talk to you later.